Okay.
And I just got one.
Call to order the regular common council meeting Tuesday, September 2nd, 7 p.m. Roll call.
McIntyre,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Thomas,
Present.
Mark Walnuts,
Yes.
Chris Walnuts,
Yes.
Next item, pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance.
Under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Confirmation of appropriate meeting notice.
We was noticed on Friday, August 29th. Agenda's posted at BMO Hills Bank, Post Office, Library, and City Hall.
Council acceptance of the agenda.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Personal appearances. First one here is to recognize the retirement of Bob Amundson, who, just like when he was working, wanted to be working rather than being recognized for things. So he 40 years of dedicated service with the city of Edgerton. Appreciate it. He did his job. As far as I know, he did it well for both of you guys when he worked for you. So, thanks, Bob.
Yeah, as you know, Chris and stuff, we did almost probably close to 30 road projects over his tenure, I bet you. I know it's been 20 since me and you've been on board, road projects, and that's a lot of, consideration and concern looking over all that stuff.
And he didn't want a clock because I think it might have been because he looked at enough water meter dials, he didn't need a clock dial. Okay, anyone in the audience that wishes to speak on anything that's not on the agenda tonight? Okay, we'll move on to the minutes from August 18th.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any corrections or additions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. And the August 19th council minutes.
Motion to approve. Second.
Any corrections, additions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Finance Committee, you covering that, Mark?
Yes, I am.
Thank you.
Consider approval of bills and payroll list
Here.
in the amount of $212,551.35.
Second.
Any questions on the bills? Hearing none, roll call.
Mark Walnuts,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Chris Walnuts,
Yes.
McIntyre,
Yes.
And that passes.
There are no licenses to approve tonight, so I'll move on to 3. Consider state municipal agreement for a state-let highway project.
Second.
Any discussion?
Sorry.
I was going to add the cost in there, $5,830.
Second.
Any questions now?
I said it's well worth it because they're going to do a lot of work on our streets. That's well worth it.
Roll call.
Mark Walnuts,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Chris Walnuts,
Yes.
McIntyre,
Yes.
And that passes.
Number 4 is to consider warranty costs for new plow truck, and I asked to move it on to council for discussion because I'm not that up on this topic.
Okay. Anyone have any questions or would like to make a motion one way or another on that?
I'm going to go ahead and make a motion that we move forward with the warranty on the plow truck in the amount of $4,200, if I remember correctly.
And I'll second that.
All right, any further discussion?
Oh, was there a second?
Yes, I do.
Oh, sorry.
Somebody said a second over there somewhere.
No, Matt said second. I said that's correct with the $4,200.
Any other questions? Hearing none, roll call.
Chris Walnuts,
Yes.
McIntyre,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Mark Walnuts,
Yes.
And that passes.
Number 5, consider declaring DPW truck number 10 as surplus.
Second.
Any discussion? Anybody need to bid on a plow truck?
Tom, you sure you want to get rid of it?
Roll call.
Mark Walnuts,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Chris Walnuts,
Yes.
McIntyre.
Yes.
That passes.
Number 6, consider environmental investigation quotes for 16 Albion Street not to exceed a cost of $600.
Second.
Okay, one thing here. Are you making a motion when you're saying consider it?
I did that time. It
Yes.
took me 5 of them to catch on. That one I did. So,
He motioned all those.
that one I did actually motion it, though.
Any other questions? Hearing none, roll call.
Mark Walnuts,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Chris Walnuts,
Yes.
McIntyre.
Yes.
And that passes. That's it for
That's all I
finance?
have for finance.
Anything from historic,
Nothing to bring forward at this time.
other than one resignation on that committee? If anyone is interested in filling Judy Nelson's spot, who's been on that committee for quite some time. Plan Commission. Looks like we met, a week and a half ago or so? These are some second readings. I can't make these motions.
Okay.
I will motion to approve the second reading and adopt City of Edgerton Ordinance 14-07, amendment to Chapter 22, Section 22.304, parentheses 5AA, vehicle repair maintenance incidental to indoor sales and service land use.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, I'd like to have a little bit of a briefing on that, what that's really all about. I think I know, but I want to be sure.
It's an amendment, a proposed amendment to the zoning ordinance that will allow in the B1 district as a accessory use, which means as a secondary use, there has to be a primary use on the property. It would allow vehicular repair and maintenance as a secondary use in the B1 district, and it is also a conditional use. So what this change would allow is for properties in the B1, properties that are zoned B1, if they have a primary use and they wish to have a secondary or accessory use to that for vehicular repair and maintenance, they could apply for a conditional use permit. There'd be a public hearing with the Plan Commission in order to allow for that to happen. So that what has brought this up is the Citgo. That property has historically been used as retail sales and then service on the side. And the owners of that property wish to have vehicular repair as a secondary use in that property again, but it's not allowed in the district, and that business has been closed for more than a year, so they can't reestablish it at this point.
Okay.
So but it isn't just for that property. This is not specific to that property. This is an amendment to the zoning ordinance, so it's for all B1 properties. So the Plan Commission had a public hearing and debated and felt that they still had appropriate control. Vehicular uses are historically one of the most difficult uses to deal with because if anything's going to get out of control and not appealing, looking after a while, many times it's vehicular uses. So I think the Plan Commission felt they had adequate control still with this amendment and recommended it to you to make that change.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Hearing none, roll call.
Davis,
Yes.
McIntyre,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Mark Walnuts,
Yes.
Chris Walnuts.
Yes.
And that passes.
The second one is approve the second reading and adopt of City of Edgerton Ordinance 14-08, amendment to Chapter 24 floodplain wetland ordinance.
Is that a motion?
Oh, I'm sorry, that would be a motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Appreciate.
Hearing none, roll call.
Davis,
Yes.
Mark Walnuts.
Yes.
Chris Walnuts,
Yes.
McIntyre,
Yes.
Thomas.
Yep. And that passes. Next item is to consider a memorandum of understanding with Nick Edwardson, Edwardson's Plumbing, for land purchase. And there's an amended one in front of you tonight here.
I'll make that as a motion. Okay, start it off.
I'll second it.
Okay.
The amended one is, it's highlighted, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the length of time in which the
Okay.
purchaser has to construct.
Any other questions?
No, thanks for buying some property and doing some business in Edgerton there, Nick and Jim.
Is this, you're going to just work out of this, you'd be your shop you're working out of, correct?
Yep.
I have no other questions.
Anyone else? Roll call.
McIntyre?
Yes.
Muscoma?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Mark Walnuts?
Yes.
And that passes. Well, good luck, guys. Next item is consider setting trick-or-treat hours for Halloween.
I'll make a motion to
Big one.
set trick-or-treat hours for Halloween from 4 to 7 p.m. October 31st, 2014.
I'll second.
Is that close already? Man.
We usually get...
No, but, yeah, you guys usually get phone calls, and I remember last year we talked about this and needing it much earlier. Yep.
Tom, are you okay with them hours?
Well, I wasn't last year, but yes, it was, so I was leaving the same.
So this wasn't the same as last year, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is? Okay. I thought we bumped it up.
It's home from work with their kids.
Yeah.
That just means more at 7 and 8 o'clock.
This means what?
There'll be more at the end of the trick or treating than there'll be in the beginning because parents aren't getting home
I
yet.
think it depends on the age of the kids.
School at 4 o'clock, so that's what I said last year, but going 4 to 7 last year, get to offset the...
But I had quite a few kids, though, at my door at 4 o'clock, the little ones. I think 4 to 7 kind of gives the whole range. The real little ones, they can get out a little bit earlier, so. No, the little ones that aren't even in school yet.
Then I might have some if they did that. I don't get many up my way.
Like I said last year, 4 o'clock is still after school traffic and kids.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Carried. Mayor, alderpersons, and staff reports. Well, Saturday is the 25th annual Chili Mania in town here, so come on down and enjoy some of the entertainment and visit all the tourists that come in for that. And good thing to bring people into town. We have Ron's vacant seat here to fill. We're looking for letters of intent prior to next Thursday, I believe it is, the 11th. And that's all I have.
Yeah, Ron was a good elder person. I've served with him for 20 years, and on the head of the planning commission with Chris and around for 10 years, and a lot of stuff went on. I've probably served with at least 4 to 5 mayors. Me, Chris, and Eric, and probably Gruna, and either Gorski or Berman, one of the two. And then with a generation well before that, the World War II generation, he brought a lot of history with him, for sure.
Well, if there's anybody interested. Anybody else have anything?
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed?